Good morning. This is for Leslie. Leslie, I am so sorry that I forgot to do this for you. I have like a million things happening at one time. Men can garnish some wisdom from this, but a lot of this will pertain to women in terms of natural products, because that was the request. So I think Leslie had watched a video and I was talking about just using coconut oil on my skin, which is like one of my favorites. But if you're someone like her who doesn't like coconut oil, or, some people might have an allergy to that, you can use jojoba. You can use avocado oil. Some people use olive oil. It's like super thick. I feel like you need to have very specific skin integrity for that. Otherwise, olive oil is just going to sit on top of your skin. It's not going to saturate because there's a lot of layers of the skin. So why is this important? Well, your skin is your largest organ. And I think we fail to realize, we think of organ damage or organs detoxing and we think of like liver and we think of kidneys, but we don't ever really think about how much our skin absorbs, and then our internal organs have to detox all of that. And because there are so many xenoestrogens, we have to be really, really mindful of what we put on our skin. I would say some of the biggest culprits, and it's wild. Yesterday on our trek, I passed by a family, and that fabric softener scent, they like all reeked of it. And I am so environmentally sensitive that smells like that just send me off the deep end. Even the guy's cologne, I was like, oh my God, I think he has like a whole bottle of cologne on him. So if you're someone with those types of sensitivities, it's very common, and it's also a signal that if those scents are bothering you, you're probably highly allergic to them. And people think of food allergies and they automatically think of like an insane rash or hives everywhere or immediate anaphylaxis. And you could have chronic migraines and that could be a food allergy. Those bumps that you get, especially on the back of your arms, is one of the number one signs of a gluten intolerance. And often this isn't going to come up on blood tests. This is why I'm a really big believer in going old school and keeping a food diary and a food journal of the time, what you ingested, how you felt a couple hours later. That to me is way more empowering than letting a doctor tell you, hey, no, this actually doesn't exist. And then you're like, am I going out of my mind? Or you're being labeled neurotic or a hypochondriac. So really, you're in charge. And it's very easy to siphon that out if you just take the time for a week to write down what you're ingesting and how you feel. So everything that I buy is in a health food store. I know that's pricier, but even regular food stores have like a natural health section. And even some of the organic stuff is kind of crap. So to siphon it out is complex, and it's a lot of work. I mean, I do agree, to become that level of detective, it's a lot, and people's lives are busy. So what I would say is I can give you some companies that I have worked for and I really love. And honestly, I'm not on the up and up on anything newer on the market in terms of natural health products and beauty aids, because I'm kind of been so out of that game and I just do my own thing and I make a lot of my own products, or as much as I can. But for shampoo and conditioner, I use Andalou Naturals. I really love them. And I actually love the shampoo bars. One of my favorite companies is Stone and Spear. They're a beef tallow company, and I normally don't get hopped up on the latest craze of anything, and I don't love beef tallow on my skin, but these products are lovely. Their membership prices are affordable. Their products are awesome. The issue with why I stopped using the shampoo bar, because my hair felt amazing, and there's like 3 or 4 ingredients in the bar, is because it's not color safe and it strips out color very quickly, like overnight. But oh, I love their soaps. Can't say enough about the soaps. I can't do any like beef tallow creams. I was doing their whipped butter, but you do kind of smell like beef tallow. You have that beefy smell, and even with the essential oils, because you can get all their products unscented, and you can actually pick the scents that you want, which was another great thing that I liked. Their toothpaste is amazing. They use crushed deer antler and I think elk antler. That's powerful medicine. A lot of Chinese medicine doctors use herbs with deer antler in them. So that's not like super crazy. That there are some animal parts, so not vegan friendly, clearly, beef, and then you have the deer antler and I think elk too. But that's a great company. Andalou Naturals, they do facial care products as well. Acure, A-C-U-R-E, that company was started by a family who had either lost someone from cancer or somebody in the family was going through cancer. And we know that a lot of these endocrine disruptors, phthalates, xenoestrogens can cause cancer. So they started that company. I represented them. I love their products. Badger, love Badger, big Badger fan. Weleda, big Weleda fan. Dr. Hauschka, high end, old school, been around for a hot minute, great products, but much more expensive. Dr. Bronner's, I use their liquid soap. I stopped getting service from Stone and Spear just to cut back on expenses, but if I could go back, I would go back to their bars with the beef tallow in them. And their exfoliator bar is excellent with the charcoal. So I use Dr. Bronner's. Love their liquid soaps. I do peppermint. It's nice and cooling, but they have a bunch of different scents. You want to look at ingredient list. Like I normally don't go over a certain amount of ingredients. In shampoos and conditioners, it's very challenging to get away from that. But deodorant, Stone and Spear's beef tallow deodorant is the only natural deodorant that works. I actually don't use deodorant. I need to use deodorant. I'm very Pitta and Ayurveda, and we tend to have a natural body odor and smell. So I tend to smell like a dude. And for anybody who's reminded me of that, I'm well aware. But I don't want breast cancer. I've had a ton of cysts in my breast. It's in the family gene. Cancer is just in the family gene, period. And so I'm not going to use it. When I need it, I will use the Stone and Spear beef tallow. It lasts a hot minute too, which is nice. You get a lot for your money. Sanitary products for women, please stop using tampons. I'll do a whole nother video on why women shouldn't be using tampons anyway. That is a very Ayurvedic yogic principle. We don't want to stop the bleed. We want it to come out. That was the whole point of the red tents and women who even allow themselves to free flow now, which is not something that I enjoy doing, but I understand it, the basic principles behind it. But you don't want to stop the flow of blood from coming out. So I know that's not comfortable. We live in a world of convenience. If you want to swim, I get it, plug yourself up, but especially sleeping with tampons is a big no-no, and they're all bleached. So it's really would behoove you to spend the money and buy the organic. It's safer, it's better. Those are very delicate parts. We want to take care of them. So I think I use, NaturCare, and I use all of their products. I've used a bunch of different products, and I've used bamboo products, and I like them all. Just let it be organic. I don't do gel. I don't do hairspray. There are organic and natural versions of that. I trained my hair. I have very thick curly hair, so my hair does not present as curly because gel and mousse made it much curlier. But I trained it it took a year for my hair to get used to no products and just essential oils. If you have waves or curls, by the way, I learned this from a professional salon back in Jersey. Nobody can do hair like they can in Jersey. Boy, man, it's been 4 years of a struggle to find anybody that I actually like really like. Most people here, the standards for hair care, I think in North Carolina especially, are just not the same. But so I went to this professional salon in Jersey, and tea tree oil, lavender, peppermint, and rosemary are amazing, and they work amazing. I love how my hair feels. I love how it smells. What else can we talk about? Cleaning products. So back to laundry detergent. Fabric softener is a no-no. Do not use it. I don't even like the organic. White distilled vinegar. I promise you, your clothes will not smell like vinegar. You're not using a ton of it, and nothing comes out hardened. I air dry almost everything, and I still use white distilled vinegar. I think it's really important to stay away from the store-bought stuff. I will tell you, if you cannot afford the organic, it is very expensive. Get the all free and clear. That's probably the best store-bought. And again, this is just my opinion. I have researched this, and there is data on that, but that's what I was using for a while, years and years and years ago. So that's very important. Fabric softener is awful. Cleaning products. Bronner's makes sal suds. Even in high-end restaurants, we were using that to clean the restaurants. That's how like rock solid, and especially in North Carolina, the standards for sanitary inspection are insane. And a lot of places use sal suds. I love cleaning with sal suds. It's about $14, $15, $16, maybe even dollars a bottle, but you are diluting it, so you're getting a lot for your money. However, go old school. I lived with someone who could not stand the smell of vinegar, so I wasn't able to clean with it. I get a spray bottle, and I take white distilled vinegar, cut it with water, add essential oils. I love the combination of like eucalyptus and lemon. And then that's how I clean. And then Bonami, or Bonami, however you say it. And that's in regular food stores. It's non-abrasive. And I hit like sinks and the bathtub and the toilet bowl with that and my white distilled vinegar and essential oil spray. So you can keep it that simple. You don't have to go crazy. Our ancestors didn't have access to 800 choices in a food store. And most things that we're buying is dyed, heavily toxic. There's tons of carcinogens. So it doesn't need to be crazy. Now, if you don't want oil on your skin, then at least put whatever you're putting on your body after your shower, any type of lotion, at least have it be organic. I mean, I really think this is this vital that dollars need to be prioritized to go towards this arena. I only use essential oils. I've not used perfume in forever. I used to use organic like musks and perfumes, and I just, again, like my dollars aren't going to go there. Makeup, cosmetics, heavily toxic. The organic stuff is super expensive. There's no way around it, no matter where you go, and it's worth it. Again, if you're going to put stuff on your skin, I would make sure that it's the highest quality possible. The other thing that you can do, I used to make these when I was making my own products and selling them at yoga studios and farmers markets. You can make herbal body oils as your skin oil. It's quite simple and it's lovely. I can talk about that. Basically, you're just taking the oil of your choice. I used grapeseed. I don't love grapeseed. I think you can do it with avocado, but I think I was doing like a jojoba. You can do olive oil again. I just don't love that on my skin. But you take an oil and then you fill a jar on the bottom, like a quarter to a little bit past a quarter full of dried herb of your choice. So like I've done arnica herbal body oils. I've done chamomile and lavender. I've done just lavender. I've done St. John's wort for people. And then you cover it with oil. And then you has to be a glass jar. because then you're going to create rancidity. Cap it, tighten it, shake it, leave it in a dark corner in the kitchen or in a cabinet, but you might forget about it if it's in a cabinet, to be honest. And then every day you shake it a couple times, and you do that with the cycle of the moon. So I do it from the new moon to the full moon. And then at the full moon, you extract. So you're just extracting the oil to separate it from the dried herb. And then that's an herbal body oil. And it's super simple. You just write yourself a note. I keep a Post-it note right on the counter. Don't forget to shake the oil. You do not ever uncap and take the lid off, because again, the air can get in and create rancidity. And it's lovely. And then that became my herbal body oil. But as far as body lotions, any company that I've named is fine. There's so many other companies that my Shell Dermaceuticals, John Masters Organics, I mentioned Badger. Badger just has really great balms and salves. I love that company. Gaia Herbs has some salves and stuff too, but they're just more herbal. They don't really do body care products. Mad Hippie are they called? I've heard great things about their products. I've personally never tried them, but just look for that certified organic and prioritize. Also prioritize this as part of your like wellness lifestyle. Also, even incense, like my one daughter was super allergic to it. A lot of it doesn't burn clean, but those plugins and regular store-bought candles, super, super toxic. Get anything that's soy-based or beeswax. Beeswax is my preference as far as candles. You can make your own, like my oldest kiddo does. She uses organic soy wax. Those plugins are awful. Please stop using them. Super, super toxic. I will say, out of anything that I'm going to burn, it would be like Palo Santo. I really actually love, and I love the smell of it. Think like frankincense, like when you were in church as a kid, if you were raised Catholic, and just, I loved when they did that. So there are better incense sticks on the market. I would just do your research. I kind of got out of the habit of burning incense just because my youngest daughter was so allergic to it. But I still do buy Palo Santo sticks, and I'll burn them for a scent. If you're looking to regulate your hormones and you want to live a preventative lifestyle from like major disastrous illnesses like cancer, this stuff is really important. And you can cherry pick, you can absolutely hand pick where you want your dollars to go, but I am going to champion that it's worth it in this case. There's a lot more I could say about this, but it can get very overwhelming. I had videos of the shelves in my health food store of HBA, health and beauty aid section, and I think I deleted it by accident. Sorry about that. Leslie, I hope this helps. If anyone has any questions for me about this, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Have the best day possible. I love you to pieces.